What do you mean by a drug? Are drugs and medicines one and the same thing? What is the right definition for a drug? How do I define it? Answer to all these questions and much more are coming up in today's topic. Welcome all to IS Pharmacology Difficult Podcast. I'm your host Dr. Radhika Vijay, MBBS MD Pharmacology, and this is the audio hub where you'll get the best simplified basic tips, strategies, methods, and lots of ideas to learn better, understand better, and make your concepts crystal clear in this subject. If you really find and there's a question hovering your minds, is pharmacology difficult? Lend me your ears for a while and let in the magic of knowledge. Medicines have always been an unavoidable companion of life from the birth till the death. They help or they assist to provide relief from distress, discomfort, and disease. Now, drug is actually derived from a French word drogue, D-R-O-G-U-E, which actually stands for the meaning of a dry herb. Now, very foremostly, initially, drug is nothing but any substance that alters the biological functions via the chemical processes. But let me be more specific and in a little detail. I want to tell you a drug is nothing but a chemical substance or a chemical entity which in any one way or the other affects the living system. And this chemical substance or chemical entity is embedded in the medicine. See how smartly I try to tell you the difference between a medicine and drug. Did you notice that? Physicians or clinicians, they use the drug to diagnose, prevent, or cure a disease in human beings or animals. Okay, now, does this all explanation sound satisfactory? Or does it sound complete? No. Why? Because there are certain drugs which are used for health improvement or simply to alter the physiological state, something like pregnancy, and the drugs for this are OCPs. You know OCPs? Oral contraceptive pills. And sometimes drugs even don't cure a disease at all. Well, example for this are general anesthetics. So, final example I want to tell you for this particular offbeat use of drugs are the vaccines and the anti-sera. They lead to the antibody formation by altering certain pathological states. Are these not drugs? Well, you shouldn't count them as drugs if you are in full favor of the last definition or the explanation that I gave you. So was it satisfactory? Was it complete? No, that's what I told you. So let's research a bit more. Well, and after the research, what do we get to know? WHO, World Health Organization, in 1966. It came out with a standard definition of drug, and since I'm calling it standard, you need to learn it. Yes, pay attention, you need to cram it. It goes on with standard words like any substance or product which is used or intended to be used to modify or explore physiological systems or pathological states for the benefit of the recipient. Now, this benefit can be therapeutic, it can be diagnostic. That's the whole definition given by WHO. So what do we get to know? The safe and sound use and knowledge of all the drugs, of all their aspects, is highly recommended, it's highly demanded, it's very highly advised. Got it? Okay. Pharmacists, chemists, they develop a certain compound. You can call it as a new chemical entity, abbreviated as capital NCE. Its effect is first of all tested, it's verified, and that may lead to the development of a new drug entity in a full course. Now that was the whole explanation I wanted to give you for the drug. I gave you the explanation, the initial concept, and then added on things, and finally we derived a definition. After finishing off with the drug, what can be the next point of thought? Just think about it. Can it be certain classification types of drugs? Or let's go in a more organized manner. Let's talk about the various types, subtypes, and specific branches of the subject pharmacology. Just remember, we are in the initial stages. Well, definitely the classification and the types of pharmacology, they precedes the discussion about the classification of the drugs. So that's gonna be the ingredient spark of the next episode. Yes, I'm not gonna do it now. No way. So all in all, today I did a lot of discussion about the drug, and you got to know the final definition of drug, how it's derived, and what all it covers. That is very important. For all the updates, the latest episodes of my podcast, I request you to please visit www.ispharmacologydifficult.com, where you can also sign up for a free monthly newsletter of mine. It actually contains a lot of updates about the medical sciences, drug information, and my podcast updates also. And you know what? You can also follow me on different social media handles like Twitter, Insta, Facebook, and LinkedIn. They are all with the same name as Is Pharmacology Difficult. If you are listening for the first time, do follow me here, whatever platform you are consuming this episode. Stay tuned, do rate and review on iTunes, Apple Podcast. Stay safe, stay happy, stay enlightened. Thank you.